Okay, I just watched the special GetLamp. This was a pretty cool documentary that talked about all the interactive fiction and text adventures back in the old days, going back from Adventure and Colossal Cave back on the old mainframes to a game called Dungeon, and which became Zork. How that went from the mainframes down to the mini computers and then down to the microprocessor computers like the old Apple and Ataris. I played it on the Commodore 64 Zork when I was very young, maybe 10, 11 years old. So this was a really cool documentary, and I really liked hearing all the old gurus and old graybeards talking about all the old systems and design and, changing over from Fortran to other compilers and to text parser systems, how Advent, could only take a 6-letter file name, so that's why it was called Advent, short for adventure. One of the games I really liked and they brought out in the series was Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. That's right here, Don't Panic. This was on the front of the book of the Hitchhiker's Guide. The real book from Douglas Adams I read, I guess, when I was about, 8 or 9. I really loved it. It was a great book, and then to be able to go play that in an adventure game, man, I couldn't wait. I went to Sears. I bought the game, the Infocom game, Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, went home, played it. And man, I got stuck on that Babelfish problem, man. Boy, that was hard. And I see a lot of these authors are talking about that. I think Pinsky is bringing it up, and several other guys in the GetLamp series are talking about this Babelfish problem. Made the game not fun because it was just too hard to solve the problem. So I've watched some of the archived interviews of these guys. It was like 14 hours worth of interviews, way beyond the original GetLamp documentary, and about half of them I've watched so far, and man, it's really good. Some of the guys like Pinsky, he's talking about how the medium, unlike a book, you're really locked down. It locks down your ability to be free, because in the book, you could just switch to another chapter or go where you want, but in the game, you kind of follow a lot more linear storyline, and you can't just jump to the end part of the game. You're locked down. Your freedom is restricted, and this gets into the philosophical issues of what we're talking about with interactive fiction and the old text parsing, and moving from books as an art form. So now we have this virtual reality. I'm wearing an Oculus headset right now, and this virtual reality stuff seems to even lock it down more, because at least in the old text adventures like Infocom's Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy or Leather Goddess of Phobos, you could use your own mind to visualize what these rooms were like and these scenes and these adventures, and it was engaging your imagination. And now we have went so far in the other direction, like Pinsky was talking about, and some of these other gurus, how we're really locked down now. They were just talking about 2D gaming during this GetLamp documentary, which, you had these better and higher graphics, and Chris Crawford was talking about how this was a bad thing. This was not good for humans, and it didn't challenge your mind, your imagination, and bringing up stuff like Halo or World of Warcraft, but I take it even further. Now we've got this virtual reality where you don't even have the ability to see something in the 2D, but they just completely absorb your imagination in all ways by putting you in a virtual reality world, completely dominating your visual system, your visual cortex, and your neural cortex connected to that. So we even remove freedom more, going from 2D gaming to virtual reality gaming. So I'm not sure that philosophically we've done something good with all this new virtual reality systems. Some people have said they've gone in these virtual reality systems, though, and it gives them new vivid dreams. It expands their creativity. But I don't know. I really was influenced by all these text adventure games back in the day, and I talked with the guy from Adventures Unlimited, which isn't far from me here. He was near in Orlando, Florida. I'm living in Florida now. It's maybe about an hour from me where he was at. And, just fascinating to hear all the old stories and the business interest behind it, and how when the money got into it all, it just kind of changed everything. And a lot of these companies went bust, but the guy from Adventures Unlimited was talking about how Ken Williams from Sierra Online was originally one of his employees, and the guys that went on to start Broderbund, that was one of his employees. And it's fascinating to see how all this, from just really a mainframe game that was just for fun, launched this whole new industry that even till today, up to virtual reality, has created billion-dollar empires for some people. So I'm going to end on that. A long time ago, I was helping a kid named Palmer Lucky in 2009, and this was at a website called Meant to Be Seen 3D. And he came on there as a newbie, and I kind of took him under my wing. And he references me in a book called History of the Future with Blake Harris, chapter 33, I think it is, where he thanks me for giving him the idea for, wide field of view virtual reality per Elite VR, Alex Hallett's technology. And that gave him the idea. So, the genesis of the idea was through me back to these people back in the the 70s, really, who influenced me and really made my childhood wonderful with all these text adventure games that I loved, played often. But yeah, that Babelfish problem, guys, that really made Hitchhiker's Guide stressful. It was a stressful game, but I love Zork. A maze of twisty little passages. That is a phrase I have used so many times in so many different applications. It's just really a cultural icon. And I want to thank all you people that worked in the industry back in the day, and thank the guy that made GetLamp. There's my lamp there, my little brass lamp, for all the history you brought out. I learned a lot of things I didn't know, but I love these games so much. Hopefully we can all keep making great games and great fiction, and keep pushing human philosophy forward, and think about these concepts of freedom that Pinsky talked about. I think that's very important. I don't want us to lose our freedom and our intellectual creativity. All right.